Hello everybody and welcome to our next instalment of our Over Under show. We've got quite a few guests today. You can call it a Christmas special. Let's start with let's introduce all ourselves. We've got Alex from Boom Betting Agency. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Alex.
Not a lot. I said in the last 2 weeks that we are offering free tips over the internet on Facebook and also on Twitter. Follow us also on Twitter on Boom Betting AG, and also on Facebook on Boom Betting Agency. It's a group that everyone can join and get free tips weekly. And we are collaborating with CBR for over a year, and it's been incredible so far. And we are expecting also the next year for better winner tips.
Perfect. Jason Mills from BetAdvisor.
Hi, I'm Jason. I've been tipping on BetAdvisor for about 18 months now, but doing it privately a lot longer. Just specialise in the Premier League and normally the home draw and away selections. But this over/under is brilliant strategy. So brilliant show.
Good to have you on board, Jason. You actually you've been on once and you've actually got our highest score, 8 out of 10. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you.
Lee Phelps, tell us about yourself.
That wasn't Jason, that was me. I got the 8 out of 10. I think you're fine.
Yeah. If you add 3 to all of your scores, so
yeah, I think I did 3 weeks to get that 8. I work on William Hill's In-Play Radio, which is a radio station dedicated to in-play betting, but I do lots of podcasts on Premier League football, Championship, and European football as well. And I am bringing up the rear, I think. I mean, you got rid of me last week. I was that bad. You got rid of me. You brought me back, so I'm determined to get more than 5.
Wonderful. We're glad to have you on board and glad to give you a second chance here. Stuart, tell us about yourself.
I'm Stuart. I'm with Talking Tipsters. I was previously with BetAdvisor and actually gave Jason his job, so people can thank me for that. I'm now in the business of reviewing tipsters and just giving people a bit of a hint, an idea of where they should be looking. And I've got 2 tipsters reviewed on my site, so head on over there and see what you think.
Wonderful. Well, last week there was 3 of us. It was you, Stuart, myself, and Alex. And there was 2 winners. Both you and Alex won last week. You got 6 out of 10. I got 5 out of 10. So still room for improvement. Let's see how we do this week.
I think we've got to say that Alex actually won because he got the better odds. So let's tip the hat to Alex as well because he did particularly well.
Well, then that's 2 weeks in a row. So
2 weeks in a row.
Alex. Let's see if you can make it 3 weeks in a row.
No.
Thank you. I
No.
It's a promise that I will not remain to 6 right now. It's 6. Now it should follow 7.
Correct. Well, let's see how we do. Let's start with Saturday's matches. We've got Manchester City versus Crystal Palace. Obviously, Manchester City, they only got, it was 1 goal last week. I think we all went for the over maybe there. So, Alex, what are you going for this time?
Also, this time I'm going for the under 2.5 because 3 key players are missing. We know that they are injured and they will not play in this game. Sergio Aguero, Edin Dzeko, and company. I think it will be a straight win for Manchester City. I don't think that Crystal Palace will score in this one, so it will be a 1-0, 2-0 win for City. Okay, so you're going for the under. Jason Mills from BetAdvisor.
I'm going to go totally opposite. I'm thinking that it's going to be over, and I'm thinking that Crystal Palace are going to score. I still think Man City are going to win this, but I'm thinking that they'll either get 3 or Crystal Palace will get 1. So, over for me.
Over for you, Lee Phelps.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, this one. It should be easy, but I'm going to go unders, I think. I think when you look at what Crystal Palace have been trying to do, they've been trying to keep it tight, especially lately, and they've had some success, obviously, going to Tottenham and getting a 0-0 draw. So I think they'll try and do the same sort of thing. And I think, look at Man City. They've only scored more than 2 goals against Tottenham and Liverpool, 2 teams who attacked them. When they've come up against teams who shut them down, try and park the bus, as Mourinho would say, they've struggled to break them down. So I'm going to go unders.
You're going to go under. Yeah, Stuart, what are you going for?
Oh, I think this is the thing about being league champions. People come and they see you as a bit of a scalp, so they want to close the game down. They want to make it tight, and they really want to make you come onto them. So I'm actually with most of the other guys. I'm not with Jason. I'm not going to go for the over. I'm actually going to go for the under 2.5 goals.
Yeah, I'm going for the under as well. I can't see Crystal Palace scoring. Last 2 times that they met, they went under 2.5 goals. So I'm going to go for the under, and I can see a 1 or a 2-0. So it's under for me. Jason Mills is with the bookies. The over is priced 1.67, and the under is priced 2.3 there. So that'll be interesting to see. Right, next we've got Aston Villa versus Manchester United. I think Manchester United are back on form. We saw 3 great goals from them when we played Liverpool. Is this game going to go over or under, Stuart?
Well, this should be a bit of a fun game. Villa have got a number of injuries and suspensions for this one. I can see a fair bit of space being freed up for United to attack. I think everything looks pretty good for a United win. I think over 2.5 goals as well, so I'm going over.
You're going over. Lee Phelps, what are you going for? Oh, Lee, we've lost you there, actually. Can anybody else hear Lee?
No, not at all.
No.
He muted his mic. This is why.
Lee, you might have to log off and then log back on again. Okay. All right, Jason, we'll move over to you. Over or under?
I'm going over with this one. Last 5 matches Man United have played Premier League, they've all been overs. And I think that's just going to carry on their form. They're like steamroller in their way up the league. They're starting to play as a team. The philosophy that Van Gaal said would take a little while to set into force is now coming into play. So it's I see them scoring a few goals here.
Okay, so it's the over for you. Lee Phelps, you back?
I am back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hey!
I was just saying overs. I think Aston Villa have started to create chances now. Benteke is still not on top form, but sooner or later he's going to score goals. I mean, and as poor as I think Man United have been generally, they're scoring goals. They get chances. They get 2 chances in the game, they'll score them. So I think overs here, not by much. I think it could be another 2-1 to Man United, but yeah, overs.
Yeah, Alex, do you agree?
I totally agree. But let's see that also the last 5 matches head-to-head ended with the victory of Manchester United, and also with the over 2.5 goals. We saw also 5. We saw also 5 goals, 6 goals. But I think their strikers are in a good shape, and also I see them determined to win. Also this one to approach the leader little by little, and I see the over 2.5. Yes.
Same here, over 2.5. Last 2 meetings ended over 2.5 goals. I think that was under Moyes' reign. I'm going for the over. Interestingly, though, the over has slightly larger odds of 2. The under is 1.91. So quite interesting there. Okay, next we've got Hull versus Swansea. We're going to start with you, Alex.
I think that we will see an over in this game. I think that Swansea, even if they lost with Tottenham last match, I think that they will have a really good game in this one over Hull, and I think that they will win it. But I see also Hull scoring, and I see the over 2.5 goals in this one.
Interesting. Okay, Jason, what are you going for?
I'm going under on this one. Again, opposite Alex. The last 4 times these teams have met, they've all been under. There's 2 matches in the Championship, 2 in last season's Premiership. So I think that's going to carry on. It's going to be a tight match. Unders.
You're going under. Lee Phelps, what are you going for?
Yeah, my brain does say unders because Hull are really struggling for points at the moment. I think they'll settle for a point. They won't go and try and win the game, but I think Wilfred Boney's in such good form. He could get overs on his own, so I'm going to go overs on the basis that Wilfred Boney may well get a couple of goals himself here. So overs, despite my head saying unders. All
right, Stuart, what do you go for?
I can see why the guys are saying unders, or certainly say why they're feeling a little bit tempted to go for the unders. So, I mean, most of Hull's games, home games, certainly stay under 2.5 goals. But then you look at Swansea's away form, and most of their away games actually go over 2.5 goals, something like 75% or something like that. So this one is a bit of a coin flip, and I'm just going to go with my gut on this one. I'm just going to go for the over. So I think likely, I think there's going to be some goals in it. I think Boney is a very good player, and although he does need a few chances to score a goal, maybe not as many as Glenn Hoddle said that Michael Owen needed, but he needs a few, but I think he'll get a few in this one.
Okay, I'm going to go for the under. Hull have only managed to score 2 goals in the last 5 games. Obviously, the Swans are faring better, but they only average about a goal a match on the road. So you combine all that together, I'm going to go for the under. And the under is the bet here. The lowest odds is 1.7, and the over is 2.38. Okay, QPR versus West Brom. Last 2 meetings back 2013 ended under 2.5 goals. Do we go over or under in this game? Starting with you, Stuart.
I'm going to go for the under. As I said, the head-to-head form shows that this game is more likely to go under. The stats look like it's going to go under. You've got a West Brom defence who've got one of the very best away defences in the entire league. And QPR, I think they'll just be relieved they're playing at home and not playing away, because their away form's been absolutely terrible. Their recent home form's actually pretty good. I'm expecting this to be a low-scoring game. I wouldn't be surprised to see 1, 2 goals, not any more than that though. So under 2.5.
Under 2.5. All right, Lee Phelps.
Yeah, I'm going to go overs. I think QPR, they've been scoring 2 or more goals, I think, in each of the last 5 home games. They obviously need the home form because they're dreadful away from home. So I think they'll score goals, maybe even 3. I think West Brom are in a little bit of free fall, but it's not like QPR are watertight at the back. So I could see a 2-1, maybe even a 3-1 win here for QPR. So overs on the goals for me here.
Okay, so Lee's predicting goals in this match. Jason Mills, do you agree with Lee?
I'm going under on this one, mainly for many of the reasons what Stuart said. West Brom away are, they're sort of pretty hard to break down and to score against. So I think it's going to go under.
All right. So, and Alex, what do you think?
I think that QPR, they're playing very good home. Also in the last 2 matches, they scored 2 goals with Burnley, 3 goals with Leicester, even though Burnley and Leicester are not the same with West Brom. But I think that we'll see goals from both sides, and I think that QPR will win this one. And, so I expect an over 2.5 goals.
I'm going on the under. I'm just taking the stats. Obviously, last 2 meetings back in 2013 ended under 2.5 goals, and I think they both are having trouble finding the back of the net. And I'm going to go for the under 2.5 goals. The over's priced 2.1, and the under there is priced 1.8. So that's got the lowest odds. This brings us to Southampton versus Everton. Southampton are starting to struggle to find the back of the net, so it'll be interesting to see how they fare in this match. Alex, over or under?
Totally under in this one. I don't see a match where both teams can score or one of them can score 3 times. I think that Southampton is going down little by little. I didn't expect that. They lost also in the Cup of Sheffield. I don't know what to say about Southampton. They lost also to Burnley last meeting in Premier League. I expect an Everton's win, but it's weird. It's weird, this match. So I think that we will not see over 2.5 goals. So I'm going for the under.
Well, Lee, when we've discussed Southampton a bit, and you kind of predicted their fall there. What's happening with Southampton now? Why can't they find the back of the net as they were in the beginning?
Thanks for that. Can I just leave it at predicting that bit rather than no. Well, I mean, I'm a believer in, the longer the run goes on, the closer it is to ending. A team like Southampton, you don't play as well as they were, and then drift away. I think eventually a result's going to come, but I mean, they're bereft of confidence at the moment. I mean, losing away at Burnley, losing away at Sheffield United in the League Cup, that's dreadful form. I think they're more concerned with just stopping the rot. I always think when a team loses game after game after game, they just want a draw. They're not going to go out there trying to beat Everton, so they'll keep it very tight. Everton are a tricky team to try and predict. They scored 3 at Burnley away from home, and 2 at West Brom. Other than that, they haven't scored many goals, so I'm going to go unders here, and I think Southampton might get a point.
All right, you're going under, yeah. And Jason, are you going over or under?
I'm going under in this one. I think this is going to be quite a tight match. They're probably just going to cancel each other out. Southampton, like you said, are dropping down the table. Everton are working their way up the table. Had this been the other way round, Everton at home, then I'd have gone overs. But because it's at Southampton, I'm going to make it under.
Under for you. All right, Stuart, what about yourself?
I'm going to go over on this one. I think there is going to be a few goals in it. I think Southampton are going to push. they're going to try and get the goals. And Everton's defence has been a bit leaky. Southampton's defence hasn't been great. So I think there's a goal in it for Everton as well. So I think there's goals shared on both sides. I think it could be a 2-1 win either way. So I'm going for the over.
Okay, over. I'm going for the under. I've just lost my faith now in Southampton. I was kind of backing them, and I disagreed with Lee actually when he was predicting their fall. I was like, no, but they still do have a strong defence though, in fairness. But so I'm going to go for the under because I think they are going to make it difficult for Everton to score. But I can't see Southampton finding the back of the net. I can see the Everton win as well. Okay, so the over is priced 2.1 and the under is priced 1.83. So if we're going by the odds there, it looks like that could be the bet, the under. We've got next we've got Tottenham versus Burnley. These two teams last met back in 2010, so it's a bit of a reunion here. Last meeting saw a total of 6 goals. I don't think we're going to see as many. Hey?
Yeah. Bring it on. Tell me who won that game.
Let's start with Stuart. Go on.
We're going to start with me. Okay. Well, let's see. I think that Tottenham might do quite well in this one. I think there's a good chance they could get a pretty good goal, a pretty good result from this one. Burnley have been pretty solid recently. I think they're not going to make it easy for Spurs. Spurs have got kick-off in the next hour or so. They're going to be playing in the League Cup against Newcastle. And I think we've seen what happens when Spurs play midweek and then go on to play weekend game. It's generally not a brilliant result. I'm going to say this one is going to go under, and I think this one's a bit of a forerunner for the FA Cup third round, which could also be a very fun game to watch. So under for me. Come on, boys.
And under for you. And do I notice a new haircut, Stuart?
Yes,
something
the hair's
about you that seems different.
Yeah, there's something.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so Stuart's going for the under. Lee, what are you going for?
Oh god, it's a tricky game this. I mean, Tottenham. Everyone's said about Tottenham's home form. Well, actually, it's not as bad as people are kind of making out. 1 defeat in the last 4 games. Look, Burnley are playing all right at home. Away from home, they got the win at Stoke. I think Tottenham will win this. I'm just waiting for Tottenham to get going, and I'm wondering if this might be the match for them to get going. I'm going to go overs. It's not a confidence shout. I'm never quite sure what you're going to get with Tottenham, but I'm going to go overs because Burnley don't necessarily sit back. They do try and score goals.
Trust me, Lee, nobody knows what's coming with Tottenham. No. Even Tottenham.
Well, I previewed this match with Alex, I believe, yesterday, and Alex seems to think, Alex, that Tottenham are slowly and secretly creeping up the table. Are you going for the over or the under in this one?
Me, I'm going for the under. I cannot go for the over. Yesterday in the preview we talked about the under, so it's normal to say also now about the under. But I want to specify also in this live show that last week, if you remember, I said that Harry Kane and Wilfried Bony in Tottenham Swansea will score, both of them in the match, and like that it was. So I'm going for a goal again for Harry Kane, and I think Tottenham will win 1-0 to 0 maximum. But yes, Burnley will not score in front.
Okay, so you're going for the under. Jason Mills.
I'm going for the over in this one. It's just that Tottenham have, just checking the stats that I was looking at that I use, 5 out of 8 Tottenham have gone over, and Burnley away, 4 out of the 7 matches they've played away have gone over. So stats are pointing to an over here. Just don't know whether Tottenham are going to get 3 or whether Burnley are going to score, but I think Tottenham will probably win 3-0.
Okay, but sometimes we are going with the feeling, not only with the stats. But anyway, I want to say that Jason has a voice for radio. He has to work on radio.
Really?
Yeah. Incredible voice for radio.
Like a possible job change or something.
Is that a voice for radio or a face for radio? I'm not sure which.
Getting radio.
The voice for radio. He's got that image. He's the only one not live.
Okay, this is Lee.
Jealous because he got 8 out of 10, really.
Okay, I'm going to go for the under. What did I say here? Yeah, Tottenham are stronger on the road. Obviously, they're playing at home. And I'm not sure that I can see Burnley scoring. So I can see a Tottenham win. I can see a 1 or a 2-0. That's my prediction. The over actually is 1.78. And the under is 2.15. What again? Like when you guys are like making like choosing your bets, like are you quite influenced by the odds? Because sometimes I kind of want to go for the over just because it's so much shorter than the under. Do you know what I mean? Like Lee, what's your thoughts on that?
I tend to look at the match first, and then I'll go with what I think rather than what the odds are. Sometimes I'm being really like bloody minded, and it's really, really like short one way, I'll just go unders just for the sake of it because it's too big a price. If I think the price is too big, I'll be swayed by the odds. But generally, I'll just, because there's not a lot of difference between the overs and unders generally in the market. So I'll just go on what I think because, you know, it's a fine line, as we've seen in this, isn't it? You know, someone can get, you know, an own goal can go in, a free goal can go in to lose your bet. So not usually swayed by the odds necessarily.
What about you, Jason? Are you swayed by the odds sometimes? Like if they like, especially if it's like kind of like a 1.6 compared to like a 1.3, 2.3 or something like that, and you were going against the bookies. What do you do in that situation?
Why I do what I do with the stats is because that takes all the emotion out of the betting. I don't let it sway me. So I'm sort of take all the gut and emotion and feeling out of it. I just crunch the numbers and then I look at the odds actually after the selection is made. So the odds don't really sway me. I mean, and sometimes I'll make a selection and I'll look at the odds and I think, oh, that's great. You know, that's a really good price. So I don't ever sort of get influenced by the odds to sway my decision, if that makes any sense.
Okay. Right. Next we move on to, this is the last of Saturday's matches. It's West Ham versus Leicester. Right, we're going to start with you, Alex. West Ham versus Leicester, over or under?
Yeah, when I play the over/under, I'm going with a feeling. We are talking about the match. Okay, West Ham Leicester.
What
West
kind of
Ham,
feeling?
Leicester.
Describe your feeling, Alex. The over or the under.
To tell you the truth, I'm watching a lot of football, and most of all English football, because it's one of the most how you say, they are making a real spectacle also with the fans, also with the cheering. Anyway, I like to watch a lot the English football and bet on English football. And when I'm betting the under/over, I'm looking who's playing also, with the feeling also what they did in the last matches, how they played, because after you watch the game, not only if you see the result, for example, Manchester United won 3-0 with Liverpool last time. If you didn't saw the match and you saw that Liverpool didn't have the chance, maybe you will go either way in the next match. But if you see a lot of matches, it's one of the positive stuff when you bet on an under/over.
Okay, and in this game here, West Ham versus Leicester, what's your feeling?
West Ham versus Leicester. West Ham, I like them very much. They are impressive lately. They are in 4th place. Nobody expected that. We previewed this game together one day ago, and I'm staying at the over 2.5 goals because I see a clear victory of West Ham. Maybe Leicester will score or not score, but I see West Ham scoring at least 3 times.
Okay, interesting. Jason, what are you going for?
I'm going overs in this one. West Ham are impressive. They've won in form. They're playing well. Leicester, I think, have turned. It's a bit like a pendulum for them. They had started off well, then they've gone back the other way. I think they've just turned, and they're now going to start to score again. So I think this is going to be 2-1, maybe even 2-2. So it's going to be over for me.
Okay. Can you see Leicester being relegated at the end of the season, Jason?
They're going to be, if they are, they're going to be the 3rd one to go down. I can see Burnley going down, somebody else, but I think if Leicester might just stay up, might just
All right. Okay, Lee Phelps?
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything Jason said there. I agree that, I had a really, obviously an outside shout that Leicester might get something out of Manchester City. Obviously, it was a big ask. But I thought they played a lot better, and I think, as Jason says, they will score in this game, but they'll have to score like 2 or 3 to beat West Ham. West Ham at home, especially, have got some really good attacking players, good midfield players as well. So I'm going to go for definite overs here. Could even be over 3.5 in this one.
Okay, so we're going to see goals. Stuart, what's your thoughts?
I'm going to be a bit boring. I'm going to go for the over as well. I think, like the others, I think West Ham are a good attacking side this season. Certainly, they're a lot better than they have been in recent years. I'm expecting to see quite a few in this one. It's going to be an interesting game, and it's going to be interesting to see just how Nigel Pearson handles it, because he's been under quite a bit of pressure recently, and we may see a bit of a breaking point in this one. So I'm going over 2.5.
Okay, I myself am going for over 2.5 goals. I can, Leicester should be able to get a goal here. West Ham, they're a good side. I think we're going to see a few goals from them as well. I'm expecting goals. It's the over 2.5 for me. Now, that brings us to our Sunday's matches. I'm starting with Newcastle versus Sunderland. Oh, actually, I didn't read the odds there. West Ham versus Leicester, over is 1.8 and the under is 2.12. All the odds, by the way, I'm using is from Odds Checker, and I just choose the best ones. I know, Stuart, you like to do the average ones. I'll
take the average. Yeah.
I go for the best ones.
And let me just say that other odds verification services are available. So that's important.
All right. So next Sunday's match has got Newcastle versus Sunderland. I'm going to start with you, Stuart. Which one are you going for?
Newcastle against Sunderland, derby, lots of fun. And another one of these derby games is going to be very, very difficult to predict, I think. There's a fair bit of tension on both sides. So this one really could kick off in a pretty special way. It could be a really good game. We've seen some good games in the past. It could be another one of those. Newcastle have been pretty good recently, not including the Arsenal game, and Sunderland have struggled at the back. So I'm going to go for an over in this one. I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed that no horses get punched.
Okay, you'll go for the over. Lee, what do you go for?
Yeah, I'm going to go for over as well. I mean, I think the way both teams set up, you should go for the under, really. I mean, Sunderland's last 2 away games both been goalless draws. Newcastle kind of tend to fit in whatever team they're playing, but you look at the last 3 head-to-heads, and I think head-to-heads are worth looking at with these two sides, and over 2.5 has landed in each of the last 3. Very unpredictable, as Stuart was saying. You're never quite sure what's going to happen. But I'm going to go overs. I think it will kick off, as it usually does. I think there will be goals in it, so over 2.5 for me. Okay,
Jason Mills from BetAdvisor, what do you go for?
Oh, this is so close. This match is unbelievable. It's either going to be 1-1 or 2-1 to either side. It's right on a knife edge to which way I go. I think I'm just going to go unders in this one. I can't put a feeling on to why. I've got to go one way or the other, obviously, and I think it's just unders for me.
Okay, under for you. Alex from Boom Betting Agency.
I'm going under in this one. Sunderland is the champion of draws in this Premier League season with 10 draws in 16 games. They are defending pretty good, in my opinion. And I don't think that Newcastle will win at big difference of goals. I think that we will see, like Jason said, 1-0, 1-1, something there. I'm going for the under. We previewed this match together yesterday also, and we went also for the under.
Okay, you're going for the under. I'm going for the under as well. Last meeting ended 3-0. I don't think we're going to see as many goals as that. I'm going for the under, 2.5 goals. The under is the favourite bet. Under is priced 1.75 and the over is priced 2.1. Now this brings us to Sunday's final match here. Liverpool versus Arsenal. This should be a pretty good showdown, I think. We're going to start with you, Alex. What are you going for?
I don't know what to say about a good show or not a good show. Liverpool are struggling a lot, and if they will not forget the Champions League result, they will continue like that. I don't know till when. But they need some refreshment. They need some players. They need to sign up some good names. Arsenal, from the other point of view, is passing a great period with 12 goals in 5 matches. And I'm going for the over because it's a derby, because Arsenal is playing really good, 100% over.
Okay, 100% over. Jason, are you 100% over?
I'm not 100%, but I'm going to go over anyway. Yeah, it's another close match. It's possibly 2-1 either way. I think there's going to be goals. One of the sides is going to score 2 or more. So and assuming but both teams score, then it's going to be over. So that's just leaning towards the overs.
Okay, so the over. Lee Phelps.
Yeah, it's interesting because Arsenal have only scored against 2 of the top 6 teams since the start of last season, and they scored at Everton and they scored 3 at Manchester City. Unfortunately for them, City scored 6 that day, if you remember last season. So they've drawn blanks.
With joy. I remember that one with joy.
Liverpool, I honestly don't know what we're going to get from them. I could see a 2-1 either way. I've got no idea which way it's going to go, but I just can't see Liverpool being able to defend well enough. If Arsenal have got anything about them, they go to Liverpool and they attack Liverpool with everything they've got and try and get some revenge for that 5-1 that they were beaten last season. Overs, but not sure which way it'll go.
Yeah, I'm kind of agreeing with you. Stuart, what are you thinking?
I'm on and over as well. Arsenal in the kind of form that you generally tend to see from them after they've had an embarrassing defeat, and that Stoke game was a little bit embarrassing. You often see them push back a bit and go on a good run of games, and I think that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing a run from a side that has some very talented players, certainly some very talented attacking midfielders, and I think we're going to see a number of goals from them. I think they could probably get the 3 goals on their own, and Liverpool's defence has been pretty dire this year, and I think they're really waiting for Daniel Sturridge to get back, because one of the early games where Daniel Sturridge and Balotelli played together, they looked pretty good. But yeah, I'm going for the over. I'm expecting a good game.
Yeah, I'm going for the over 2.5 goals as well. Liverpool have got the home advantage. I can see them. Scoring. Sorry, I can see them scoring. Alex, what are you doing?
What is that?
I don't know. He disappeared and then he came back on again, and then he's like, put it up like some like.
Oh, wait,
I can put you on. Okay, go.
Okay, let us see.
Right, God, what does it say? What does it say?
Chelsea.
No.
Chelsea.
How do we mute this guy? How do we mute him?
Now you have to take it off, like Stuart did. You have to do it that like fashion.
No, I put it on because this is the trick here.
These are unbiased reviews.
I was only laughing because Stuart said it was one game early in the season when Balotelli and Sturridge played well together. Like he couldn't quite remember it was the 3-0 defeat.
No, shush! We're just doing that now. Yeah, they played pretty well. Honestly, they looked a really good partnership. It's the only time they played together. They looked a really good partnership, and I think that the longer that Sturridge, his value is actually going up while he's injured. It often happens. I think that's exactly what's happening in this one.
All right, so
I don't think that Balotelli will stay a lot in Liverpool though, because I think that either in winter, either in summer, he will bye.
I think he's one of the favourites who need to be transferred.
Who's going to buy him?
In the next transfer window?
Who would buy him? Who would spend £20 million on him right now, or even 14 or 15? You know, even the clubs that have some money to spend, I don't see them taking that kind of risk. You know,
do you think it's fair though? Do you think he's not worth sort of like a little bit more play? You know, he's been there for half the season. Like, you know, do you think he'll go in the transfer window?
I think he'll stay because I don't think there's many people that can afford to buy him, or if they have got the money, would buy him. I mean, Paris Saint-Germain, they've got the players they need. Manchester United, they're probably going to spend some big money, but they don't need him. They don't want him. Manchester City, they've been there. They've had their fingers burned. You know, all these clubs that have got money, all these clubs that are likely to spend money on strikers, they're not going to sign Mario Balotelli. And Liverpool aren't going to want to write off that much money.
Maybe somewhere in Russia, because Russia has money. Maybe in Zenit, maybe somewhere, because you know that how much money they are investing there.
Well, it's a case of them crazy Russians, maybe.
Okay, quickly. So I'll finish. Yes, I'm going for the over. I'm expecting goals in the Liverpool versus Arsenal match. Monday's matches: Stoke versus Chelsea. I'm going to start with you, Alex, and your new item of clothing.
Yeah, I think that Chelsea has the first chance in this match, and they cannot not win in this one. I think that they will win the 3 points here, and they see that City is approaching little by little because they are doing some bad matches lately, about Chelsea, I mean. And I think that they will easily win this game, dominating from the beginning till the end, and we will see over 2.5 goals. And the odd is perfect for that.
The over. Jason Mills?
Yeah, I'm going over with this one. Basically, the fact that I'm sort of hoping that Stoke are going to score being at home. They seem to be in matches where there are lots of goals, and Chelsea aren't short of scoring, so this one's definitely an over for me.
Yeah. Lee?
Yeah, I agree. Stoke, 3 against Arsenal, 1 against Burnley, 2 against West Ham, 2 against Southampton, 2 against Swansea. They score goals at home. Chelsea obviously scored goals away from home. Scored 6 at Everton, didn't they? I mean, they have had a couple of games where they've, I think at Sunderland obviously they drew a blank and only scored 1 in the defeat at Newcastle. But I think overs here. I think it could be quite an entertaining game, this one.
I think you're moving your feet a lot because your hand is shaking.
Who? Lee?
Lee, yeah.
I think he holds. I know. You get like a little motion sickness sometimes. Stuart?
I'm going to be contrary. I'm going to go for the under. I think it's actually going to be a pretty boring game. Both sides are going to close things down. Chelsea played midweek. Stoke aren't going to want to be embarrassed in this one, and I think Stoke have still got that core of a good side, a good strong side, and Chelsea have also got a good strong side. I think we're going to see a game that probably goes down into a bit of a grudge match, into a bit of a fight, and I can see a 1-0 win for Chelsea. So I'm going to go for under.
Okay, well, interestingly though, Stuart, you are going with the bookies. Under is priced 1.9 and the over is priced 2.05. I'm going against the bookies. Just Stoke with the home advantage. They should be getting a goal here, and Chelsea are the highest scorers in the league, and really we should see at least 2 goals from them. So I'm going for the over. So that draws us to an end. There's quite a few of us, so instead of me reading them all out, what I'm going to do is I will post them in the description, and then if they are wrong, then do let me know and I'll change it. But it's all on video, so there's no cheating like after the thing. So
anyway, it will be very interesting at the end of this week because we are how many? 5 of us, and a lot of different opinions as I see, because I note it also in a piece of paper, and I think it will be very, very close, the situation here. I think that who will have 7 in this one, it's a winner, but it will be a lot of people. I think that 3 people will have around 5 of them.
5.
Lee will take 5. Lee.
Not so much to go, Lee. All right. All right, guys.
I've just realised that I've just counted up and I've gone for 8 overs and 2 unders. That's never going to happen.
Well, hang on. Last weekend, almost all of the games on the Saturday finished under, which was particularly unusual.
I know. That was my tactic actually for this one. Most of mine have gone under. I hope that was kind of.
I thought your tactic was follow what Alex says.
It's weird for me because usually I'm betting the over 2.5 goals, and on Saturday all the under came for me. It was weird. I said, "What is happening right here?"
All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next year. This is the final one for December 2014.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Bye, guys.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
Bye.